Hello people, I bring you warm greetings. Welcome to episode 14 of Harry's Musings. If this is your first time with me, please find and follow me on my social media handles to catch up. Today we are beaming our light on the plight of special needs children in Nigeria. According to United Nations Education Initiative, stigmatization is any degrading and discriminatory attitude in the society that discredits and avoids a person or group based on deformity, illness, color, or disability. It is common that children living with physical or mental disabilities commonly experience one form of discrimination or another in our society. The so-called normal peers are the most found guilty of bullying and teasing fellow children who live with disabilities, that is, special needs children. Special needs children are mostly isolated in schools, family, or social gatherings, an attitude that results to internalized stigma and emotional pain to the targeted children. Though Nigeria's Child Rights Act of 2003 claims to guarantee special protection of the needs of the disabled children, such as provision of facilities suitable for their learning, the Act also aims at prohibiting any discriminatory attitude towards special needs children. However, the concerned authorities are not yet committed to translating these policies into action, as exclusion of special needs children from public and private schools becomes the norm rather than an exception. This in conjunction with stigma that special needs children continue to face from the society, deny them the right to enjoy the provisions of the available legislation. Now, in reality, the right of special needs children to equal opportunities is not guaranteed as a right, but considered charity or a welfare benefit, forgetting that such children are the most vulnerable in any society because they rely more on the love and care of their parents, family, and the wider community. When a child with physical or mental disabilities is born into poverty and superstitious beliefs, they end up being regarded as products of some taboos due to prevailing ignorance. This, in addition to the societal indifference, continue to affect their chances of maximizing their potentials, especially when educational opportunities are not accessible to them. World Bank report on disability 2011 confirms that disabled girls suffer more discrimination than their male counterparts, as cultural bias and rigid gender roles become the commonly identified barriers to education for girls living with the disabilities. In some communities, special needs children are hidden from the public as their families tag them synonymous to shame. These children in such communities are subjected to different layers of stigma and bullied silently by their normal peers at schools and neighborhoods. This negatively affects the learning behavior of these children. The attitude also has a psychological effect to lower the self-esteem of the stigmatized children, thereby hampering their social skills. Now, to contribute our quota in reversing this menace as parents, teachers, and individuals, we must make deliberate efforts to see ourselves in the shoes of the parents and relatives of children living with one form of disability or another, because no one is actually immune from having a special needs child. The process of remediation should center around checkmating any derogatory and inhumane remark or action that harms the sensibility of special needs children, starting from the immediate family, neighbors, schools, and worship centers. To achieve this goal, there are systematic steps to take. 1. Lead by example. The best way to achieve change is to start living by example if you want to remediate the mistreatment of special needs children. Don't engage in the act yourself. For class teachers and parents, the best way to make your pupils and kids see reason why they should not bully their special needs peers is by making them emulate you. Because teachers and parents serve as role models to children as they always learn from what they see. For instance, we can develop a habit of celebrating such kids on their birthdays so that our kids can understand the need to treat them equally as others. Share gifts with them and also receive freely from them without feeling uneasy. This singular gesture of kindness is certainly going to foster love and empathy between normal children and their special needs peers. And once this virtue is instilled in our kids from a tender age, they will hardly grow up to become adults that would stigmatize any person based on disability or any other differences for that matter. 2. Advocacy. Rising public awareness on the need to respect and protect the right and dignity of special needs children and adults becomes very crucial in addressing the menace of stigmatization. An educated mind is a liberated mind. Being disabled does not mean unable, which is all the public needs to know. Through seminars, symposiums, and campaigns, a lot can be achieved. There's also need for interpersonal engagement with parents of the children we witness bullying special needs children. We must also use any given opportunity to encourage special needs children to be bold and speak up. By sharing their feelings, society and other stakeholders will be compelled to hear about their needs and rights. We don't need to have special needs children as biological kids or siblings before we advocate for their rights. 3. Legislative action. This is where the protection of special needs children should go beyond policy framework. Such policy documents that spell equal considerations between special needs children and their normal peers must be put to practical operation. This calls for the formation of more relevant platforms with the aim of co-opting all interested parties in order to champion the cause of stopping discrimination against special needs children. Through the involvement of relevant pressure groups, policy implementers must be made to accept that the current educational arrangement for special needs children should be transformed from exclusive to inclusive model. Because in Nigeria, the educational model for special needs children is mostly segregational, where children with disabilities are exclusively educated in special education schools. This segregation often reinforces stigmatization of these children since the system excludes them from socialization in diverse learning environment, which pushes them further to the lower socioeconomic margins in the society. Now, by inclusive education, the policy implementers at different levels of government should adopt an educational system in which special needs children attend same schools with their normal peers at regular classes, where they will be supported to learn freely, contribute and participate in all extracurricular activities based on their individual abilities. We must do away with a segregated system where special schools for different clusters of special needs children are situated at remote areas, thereby reinforcing low self-esteem on their psyche. We witnessed the fruit of collective activism when Nigeria signed into law the Prohibition of Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Bill in January 2019 after 20 years of advocacy. We hope that this will eventually birth a new dawn for persons living with disabilities in Nigeria. On that hopeful note, we end this episode of My Musings as put together by my husband, Ibrahim Aliume Sango. On to our monthly ritual, I say a big congratulations to Hajia Fatima Mohammed from Kaduna. She has earned herself 50,000 naira to aid her poultry business, all thanks to our sponsor, William Adebo. Remember to like and follow me on my social media handles and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until I come your way again next month, my name is Hawa Mundi, thanking you as you pledge to make a difference in the way you treat people with disabilities. Bye for now and stay safe.